Well, hello folks, this is Timothy's Serious channel. And we are here in Audacity, a freeware free use program that's really awesome, and you can also be awesome with this program. And today we are going to make your sound or your voice sound really awesome. Or anybody else's voice sound if you edit that. I've been looking at some tutorials online, but I was very unhappy with the result actually. Thing is that many of the voice tutorials, they put on so many effects, they put on compressors, the hard limiters, the very many things, and the result of all this fixing is that the voice sounds robotic. It sounds a bit too, it sounds unnatural. And it's a personal preference, but I don't really like that. So the first thing about having a good voice recording is that you can hear I'm silent. You can't hear huge amounts of background sound. I don't have a huge fan or something sitting beside me or so. So you want to keep down background noise. The second thing you really need to think about is that your microphone can't be that shitty. If you use your laptop's built-in microphone, you probably won't have a good sound recording. Actually, if the laptop is the only thing you have to record with, think again. Actually, I think that if you just use your phone to record with, you will get a slightly better sound. There is actually a cheap trick you can do for sound recording. You put your phone in a sock and then you hang up the sock in a weird place where it's kind of close to you but not too close. And then you will get with your means, a better sound recording on your laptop. So let's listen to the differences between these recordings here. This is the unedited version. Call me Trevor. I was one of the guys making the pop-up ads you see every day on the Comnet. There we have the unedited one. Here we have the version that I made using the online tutorials to make, call me their versions of making with all these filters and not filters, it's compressor and it's normalizing and it's hard limited and lots of different stuff. And here how it sounds. Call me Trevor. I was one of the guys making the pop-up ads you see every day on the Comnet. And you see, of course it's better, and I really try to make it good using their tutorial, but honestly, I just don't really like this type of dry sound. So it sounds artificial and it sounds dry and it sounds too processed actually. I don't like this. So this is how it can sound like, how I made it. Call me Trevor. I was one of the guys making the pop-up ads you see every day on the Comnet. But recently... And there you have it, the differences between these ones. Anyways, I will show you how to improve this sound file here now. What you do, go into effects, and the most important thing we have here is actually the equalization. Here you have a curve that I've used before to make a nice equalization. And you can see we drag up the deep, sounding spectra here a bit to from basically 30, we start to really get it up here, 40, 50, 100, 150 around, we start to get it down to normal level. And then we also have this little elevation span here to pronounce your S's, SSS in a nice way. This we have to give your voice a bit of more depth. And if you're a woman and don't want that much depth, you can turn this down a little bit, but this is actually not only to increase your regular voice abilities, it's actually to compensate a bit for your microphone, because the regular microphone is a bit hard to take up your the deep frequencies in your voice, because even if you're a woman with a kind of or a young guy with a kind of high-pitched voice, it's still that you have some of the deep frequencies in your voice, because a human voice consists of very many frequencies at the same time. So you will need to compensate with dragging some of these up a bit to make your voice sound a little bit natural, actually. So even if you have a high voice and don't want a deep voice, I recommend you to put this up a little bit to make it more natural, or to restore your voice, basically, from the real to the recorded. And also remember that your voice in your head and the voice that other hears isn't really the same. It's a bit different. Here we have the what is it? The SS. It's nice, and then you can preview this.
Call me Trevor. I was one of the guys making.
And we have a nice voice there. So just click OK there, and it will equalize the clip, fixing some sound levels for you. When you done that, yeah, well, you already heard it, but
Call
heard
me
it.
Trevor. I was one of the guys making the pop-up ads you see every day on the Comnet.
And there you have it. The second thing you can do now, equalization is the most important thing I say to make your voice sound better. Normalization is something you can use, but you will make your voice sound a bit more official. And if you put a compressor, I really don't recommend anyone to use compressor, because your voice will sound so fabricated, and I don't like that. Anyways, I'm getting mad over others' choices of settings. I'm not mad. But to make a nice depth in your voice, you can go with reverb. In Audacity, you click Effect, and then you find the G reverb. The G verb is actually the reverb program. Now for this application, we will have room size of, I think 40 is good, reverb time maybe 3 or something, damping usually around in the middle is good. Input width for realistic human-like recordings, I would keep this kind of low. If you want to make a crazy recording, go it up to like 1 or something, but around here is probably better for most applications if you don't want to sound freakish. Dry level signal, keep this down here to get a dry voice, how here to get the more wet voice, and wet voice sounds more warmish and not so artificial. I think so. Somewhere around here is good. Alright, early refraction, keep that at 0 tail level. If you have it on this high, it will sound like cathedral a bit.
Call me Trevor.
You see. So drag that down to kind of ish minus 50 or something.
Call me Trevor.
And you see how this sounds.
I was one of the guys.
It's kind of high still. So we drag down the input bandwidth a little bit.
Call me Trevor.
And we also probably will need to decrease the room size and the reverb time a little bit for this one. I think that will be okay. Click OK and get your reverb. And I think we should have a pretty much more decent file than the original. Just drag this down because the volume increases a bit also when you do this, which is nice. If you want to increase or decrease the volume, you can add the this is Swedish, but it's reinforcement, förstärkning. Anyways, if you drag this up or down, you will increase or decrease the sound. By the way, Audacity is a program with much much freedom, and you can fuck up sound files. So you can make totally destroy sound files if you turn up the sound of them crazy. Anyways, let's hear how it sounds.
Call me Trevor. I was one of the guys making the pop-up ads you see every day on the Comnet. But recently, every day that went by became duller and duller, and I was tired of doing the same thing every day. I was lacking the excitement of my youth.
And well, that's basically how you do that. I hope that this tutorial has helped you, and well, if you liked the video, please like the video, subscribe for more videos, and subscribe to this channel or one of my other channels, depending on what you like to see. Gaming is Total Nerdy channel, if you're looking for that. Sandbox games. Anyways, see you around. Humanism Total Nerdy channel is not really true. Humanism Serious channel out. See you around.